Now, for those on Gangsta's platform here, you know, they say, hey, Big Homie.CC, we heard about him at these parties, him bodyguarding for certain people. Let me ask you, when it comes to, covering somebody, who's it harder to deal with, someone from the South or someone from the East Coast? You in the South now.
Okay. So what would the DMV be considered?
I would say that's East Coast.
East Coast.
Baltimore.
Okay, so where's Wale from the DMV, right?
Wale is DMV.
Oh, the man Wale, at the peak of his fame, would show up to the club, leave out of his private section, and go down to the bar. Next thing you know is women screaming. There are dudes pounding on the bar like, man, we've been buying these females drinks all night. And here come Wale standing at the bar, and now they ignoring us. That'll put you in a jam. Like, in the South, you warn them 1 or 2 times about something, they gonna stick with that. Like, all right, cool, all right. You know what? Yeah, you're right. But like East Coast dudes, they very opinionated. And a lot of times they state their opinion as a fact. You feel me? And when it comes to covering them, definitely one more tricky than guys from the South. Because I had to cover Plies one time. Plies did not move. He stood, he said, hey, big dog, I'm standing right here. I'm on your shoulder. He did not move at all the whole night. Wale, on the dance floor, bro. Custom sneakers that nobody will ever see, and he on the dance floor kicking it. I'm like, bro, you can't do this right here. And he had a little speech for me while he had to do it, so I had to be right there in the paint with him.
Do you ever get the type of celebrity that acts a little more diva than the next? And what city were they probably from without saying no names?
Man, bro, the most diva people, bro, is from L.A. Like, bro, I'll take 10 New York people, 10 people from the deep South any day than people from LA, bro. Like, because you can tell when a group of people, they only could come to this place to party. After this, it's over. People in the South, they got a bootlegger. They got people with the moonshine. Guys on the East Coast, they'll call the club owner. Like, look, man, me and about a private group, we gonna pull up, son. Yo, B, we gonna come shake and move and shake for a second. They keep the club open for them. LA people, I try to avoid that. If I can, I will. Especially if I got Dugar with me. Because if I got Dugar with me, he not trying to negotiate at all. He's like, all right, Gordo, it's time to go. They don't want to listen. We got our cheese. I said, yeah, but bro, we still, I don't know, we got to go. You try not to go through back and forth with people like that. But for sure, LA people was definitely the most diva-ish.
When you first heard the news that Jay Z was put in a lawsuit about an underage child leaving a VMA party, coming over to be in a room with her and Diddy, for you, just hearing that kind of news, what did you think of it? Just what's the first thing that goes through your mind?
Me personally, I knew it was a prodding attempt from the Buzbee lawyer. Because, like, bro, we talking about a guy who has been rich longer than the average person's career in entertainment. We talking about a guy. He responded with a note that he typed up on his phone. Not no publicist note, none of that. This man, when the NFL came to him to perform at the halftime show, he said, look, I'm not finna perform at the halftime show, but I can help you with your halftime show. You feel me? And then when they got 50 Cent and Dr. Dre and all of them to come on, Eminem wasn't gonna do it without 50. So Jay Z said, Yeah, the white guy's not gonna do it unless 50's on the show. He's not even calling him Eminem. He's calling him the white guy. We talking about a guy he had a hand in stopping the stop and frisk. He had a hand in stopping the racial profile that was going on in luxury stores and Neiman's in New York. When a man said he's not gonna give you one red cent, I seen several celebrities get sued for stuff, and then they feel like it was cheaper to just pay this little $50,000 and leave it at that. He not like that, bro. He not like that. He popped his own brother, man. Stabbed somebody. He popped his own brother when the money came. When the money was looking funny.
Oh yeah, no.
Somebody bootlegged the CDs. He hit him with this hove, man.
So, for you, who deals with human trafficking and situations like that, when a female comes and says, "Hey, I've been assaulted," or "This happened," or "That happened," how much % of you believe them on the upright?
None, no percentages, none.
And you come with some proof or something.
So, we have a process called a threat assessment. In order to properly mitigate risk, we have to have a proper threat assessment. I'm going to send you to go get a polygraph test. If you said you had a pregnancy from this rape, I'm going to send you to get an OCS test. If you said you were physically assaulted, you were poisoned, you were chloroformed, I'm going to send you to get a toxicology report. I cannot just take your word for it, simply because we're in a mental health crisis in this country as it is. And every day is somebody in my inbox with a fantastic story about what happened to them. And as soon as it's time to go get some support and documentation, they don't have it. And in order for me to operate within the constraints of the law, I got to have certain support and documentation. Otherwise, I'm just out here as a vigilante doing anything. You're going to jail. Period. Yeah, I don't.
Now, you mentioned stop and frisk. Trump was big on about bringing that back.
Right.
What are your thoughts as far as how society looks with bringing stop and frisk back for the black male, for the black man?
Here's the thing, bro. White people know how to organize themselves. Black people, everybody has this king God mentality, so they don't have to work with somebody else and they don't have to represent their group as a whole. We dominate every sport, anything we get involved in. We get held to the highest standard. So you got to operate like that. Point blank, period. When it comes to the people who run the show, as long as you ain't getting too crazy, they give you leeway. You got guys out here 120 pounds with a Glock, with a drum. They putting the handheld on it like it's a chopper, and they shooting police and killing kids and shooting everybody in the car. They taking everybody on a high-speed chase. They did ban drill music in all African countries, Jamaica, Haiti. It's gonna get banned here next. That's all it boiled down to, bro. Like, we don't know how to organize ourselves. Period. If we can organize ourselves, we can prevent a lot of this. But it don't work that way.